is crazy, man, for me to understand that and I see it. So now what I do, I self-evaluate every day because I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. It doesn't always have to do with money, man. I've always told myself like, man, I'm gonna be a millionaire one day. I'm gonna be a millionaire one day, and I already feel like I am. And it's not because I have $1 million in the bank. It's because I got $1 million ideas, and it's like I just have to position myself correctly, and I have to be prepared to receive that blessing because I know that that's what God's preparing His people to do. It's like before I bless you, I can't. You can't be, you know, led by darkness. You have to be led by the light. And a lot of us don't understand that. And a lot of us may go to church and we may hear sermons and we may do all that, man. But honestly, it's within yourself that you have to, the battle's done within yourself and in your mind. And I understand that now. I had a great pastor, Pastor Freddie Garcia, awesome pastor, man. He laid a good foundation in me when I went to church, and he had passed away. But I have a good foundation, and I'm grateful for that. Going to all the classes that I went to, marriage classes. I went through a lot of stuff because I wanted to have a successful marriage. I wanted to have all that. I failed in that area because my ego got in the way, my pride got in the way, and that's one thing that I feel like a lot of us here. That's what our obstacles are. It's our ego and our pride, and we have to learn to put that aside. We have to learn to hold ourselves accountable, and we have to learn how to tweak ourselves and be like, you know what, man, I got to fix this. I got to fix my patience. I got to fix my pride, my anger, my emotions, my thoughts. Anytime a bad thought comes in my mind, I divert it real quick. I focus on three things that I'm grateful for, whether it's my health, my family, my home, my dogs, my business, whatever it is, I'm quick to do that. And when someone says something to me that I don't like, I don't want to get triggered. So I make sure that I like, okay, man, what he said, that's his perception, that's his view. Then you have to remember, like, this person's 22 years old, 27 years old, 30 years old. Like, they haven't experienced life the way I've experienced life. So you listen to their opinion and you're like, you know what? That's your opinion. That's cool. But don't take anything personal, man, because then that triggers you and then you want to defend yourself. And then the anger comes out, the pride and the ego come out. And that's like one of the biggest problems that I had. So now that I'm understanding that and I'm working on it, I wanted to share it with other people because I feel like a lot of us, man, we're being conditioned to be very selfish. And because of that, I'm like, man, it's hurting ourselves, it's hurting our families, and it's hurting our blessings. You know, I've been learning so much about finances, and I grew up in the project, so I never knew how money works. I never knew how credit works. I never knew how business credit worked. I never knew about taxes. All that stuff's not taught to us, and it should be because we use that. I don't use algebra. Why the hell did I take algebra 1, algebra 2, and trigonometry? I don't use that stuff. I need to learn about taxes. I need to learn about how money works, compound interest. I need to learn about, what's going to work for me, how the stock market works, where am I going to invest my money, how can I live an abundant life without having to work 15 hour a day. I can't do this no more. I can't work 15 hours a day, man. I need to find a way to not do that. And that's where I'm at in my life. I've been cutting hair for 20 years, man. I started working when I was 12 years old. I would wash cars, I would cut grass, I would sell newspapers, I sell fruit at, the fruit place right here on the west side of San Antonio. I've done a lot of stuff, man, to try to have that worker mentality. And that's the thing. You can't have a worker's mentality and then become a boss and take that same mentality. You can learn off of that, but you can't do that, man. You have to learn ways to make your money work for you. So you have multiple streams of income. So while you're sleeping, you're making money. So that's where my mindset is at. So now it's like, yes, I have all these skills, but I'm not even honing in on those skills, my art, my designs, all that stuff. I'm like, nah, man, I need to work on my weaknesses right now. And that's what I'm doing. My weaknesses are in finances. My weaknesses are in staying organized. My weaknesses are in, thinking that, oh, no, man, I'm too good to listen to another person, whether they're young or not. I need to be able to listen and understand if that's going to benefit me or not. And I don't say yes to everybody. Someone may contact me and be like, hey, Joe, can you come to this barber battle and do this and do that? And I'm like, you know what? Right now is not a good time for me to go do that. And I have to say no. It's like my friends, hey, bro, come out to the party, come do this, come do that. Like, nah, man, I can't. I got to rest. I got a big day tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes they're going to be mad at me because they're like, oh, man, Joe thinks he's too good. He didn't want to come out. He don't want to drink. He don't want to whatever. And you know, and they may think whatever they want to think, but in my mind, I'm like, you know what, man, sometimes it's better that I'm by myself, because I'm focused, man. I know where I want to be, and in 5 years I don't want to be in the same place. I have friends that have been in the same place for over 10 years. They're living with their grandma, they're living with their mom, they're living with their dad. And I understand that that could be me, but I don't have a mom like that, I don't have a dad like that. So it's like, I'm like, you know what, man, I'm gonna continue on this road. But the main thing of this video is to show people and tell people that when you're in those dark moments, man, you have to know that the sun's gonna come up, bro, and you gotta hang on to that light, and that light is within you. So when it gets dark and you get lonely and you feel like giving up and you feel like, you know what, man, this ain't it. You better hold on to that light and look to that light, because it's in you, man, and you gotta remember why you're here, what your purpose is. And once you figure that out, once you sit down and really look at yourself and say, you know what, these are my weaknesses, these are my strengths, let me work on my weaknesses, I promise you, man, it's going to change your life. You know, whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. I've been able to manifest a lot of money. I've been able to, you know, make a difference in my own life by doing things. But sometimes what happens is we get so caught up doing what other people tell us to do, we lose ourselves, or we're too busy trying to fill everybody else's cup. We're too busy trying to do things for everyone else that we forget about us. So sometimes today's message is, sometimes you got to be selfish to be selfless. First, put your oxygen mask on you, then the child, then the people that you care about. You got to take care of you first, man, and center yourself and know that, you know what, man, this is my goal. This is where I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to do. And it's a 7 day. Don't, oh man, it's Monday. Don't do that. Like, man, every day you wake up, it's a blessing. Every day you wake up, it's another day to get it right. It's another day to make something happen. You never know when the blessing's coming. You never know when the surprise is going to come. So you better be ready for it every day. All right, man. Well, y'all stay blessed and y'all stay faded.